Hi, I'm Nicole Hemrick, and I'm the managing attorney at Hemrick O'Malley PLLC. We are located in New York City, New York. Yesterday, I received an email from Cheng Zin in Flushing, Queens, who asked, "What can I do? My I-751 removal of conditions has been denied, and now I'm supposed to see an immigration judge." Okay, this is a question I get a lot, and let's break this down a little bit. If you have been married to a U.S. citizen and you received a 2-year conditional green card, towards the end of the conditional card, within the 90 days prior to its expiration, you're supposed to file an I-751 removal of conditions. If you're still married, you're going to file that with your spouse. If you're divorced or in divorce proceedings, you're going to file it with a good faith marriage waiver. Maybe there's been extreme cruelty or abuse in the relationship, and then you would also file it with a waiver. Or if unfortunately your spouse died, that's another reason for a waiver of the joint filing requirement. Now, there might be a variety of reasons that it's been denied. In any of these scenarios, if you've been sent to court, meaning that not only was your case denied, but you received what's called a notice to appear in immigration court, then what's going to happen is that you have the opportunity to refile. You can refile your I-751. That will still go to USCIS. You can try to cure whatever the deficiencies were in the initial filing. Maybe the deficiency was that you filed when you were in the process of divorce, but you never received a final judgment, and now you just need to refile with the final judgment. Maybe the deficiency was that you didn't have enough joint evidence with your spouse or ex-spouse to demonstrate that it had been a good faith marriage, so you can obtain more evidence. One of the things I often counsel my clients to do, even if they're divorced, is if they have a decent enough relationship with their ex, is get a letter from the ex explaining that this was a real marriage, but it just didn't work out. And then USCIS will process the I-751. We know that that takes a long time, but in the meantime, you will show the judge, look, I've refiled my I-751, it's with USCIS, and the judge will give you more time, which is called a continuance, or might administratively close the case, or maybe the case will even be terminated or dismissed while USCIS is deciding this. If it's terminated or dismissed, great. That's the end of the story. You just wait for USCIS to make its final determination on your new I-751. If you get a continuance or your case is administratively closed, if it's a continuance, you will then at the next hearing tell the judge the status of the case, or you can send in another motion to continue showing that the case is still pending, asking for more time, or at the hearing you can again ask for another continuance. If the case is administratively closed, you will just wait until the I-751 is adjudicated, and then hopefully, if it's granted, you will ask the judge to recalendar and dismiss your case. And if your case is continued until the I-751 is adjudicated, you will then ask the judge to dismiss the case upon approval. In the event that USCIS again denies your I-751, you do have a second bite at the apple with the judge. So the judge actually can review the I-751, which means you have a hearing about it. In my experience, when I've handled these sorts of cases, usually when we refile, since we know how to advise our clients about what types of documents that they should be getting, how to draft a statement explaining the lack of certain documentation, and we really partner with you in this process, we've almost overwhelmingly seen them get approved through USCIS. But if it does not, the judge can set a hearing about the I-751 to determine, was this a good faith marriage at the outset of the marriage? And judges, they're trained to listen to testimony. So while a USCIS officer may not be as persuaded by your personal statements about why you entered into this marriage, where it went wrong, why certain evidence is lacking, my experience is that judges, they can read your demeanor, and as long as you're telling the truth, which you should be, then you have that chance to have your case approved with the immigration judge. If you have this sort of question about an I-751 that's been denied or any other immigration question, please give us a call at 833-848-7838. Thank you very much.